All right, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. Okay, so we got some things to talk about. There's been a lot going on. First and foremost, this is going to be a long video. I'm going to make check marks like I've done in the past before. I know very few people, if any. I know a couple people, they watch the entire video. I know it's hours long, but listen. I just finished listening to all of SEC. A couple of days ago, I listened to Gary Gensler talking with the House, the bank committee, excuse me. Then the bankers, I believe, talking with the bank committee. And this was overall, I listened to that today. That was like 3 hours. I listened to all of it. So in 2 hours of, I believe Gensler's thing was 2 hours or so. My point I'm trying to make is that I understand that these videos are long, but let me tell you something. And I've said this in the past, but I'm going to tell everyone this again. If you want to understand something fully, you need to A, do your own research, and B, you need to listen. Okay? I understand that everything in this world is not the most exciting thing. You know, where everything is not going to be cute little kitties doing something or running away or being scared or some dogs doing some kind of tricks or some stuff like that. Okay, you guys have to understand this is your life that you're dealing with. This is information for you, and what I'm providing is information for you, for everyone out there. Now, whether you take that information, you can do whatever you want with it. Agree, disagree, make an argument, whatever it is. But I'm just trying to give you the information. So in order for you to understand things, I need to have a nice little conversation because I want to convey unfiltered what I have to say because I do indeed have a lot to say. All right. So first and foremost, I have a list of what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to put check marks here. And then, if you can skip through the video, if you want to skip through the video and find out which exactly thing I'm talking about by the check marks, you can go right on ahead, however you guys want to do it. I've tried to do the whole, what do they call it? The timeline. It just, anyway. So I know it's important for you guys. So I'm just going to use the check marks there. You can just go back and forth. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We got to talk about Holochain first, as usual, because obviously I believe that it's extremely important. And as you guys know, I am a Holochain believer. First and foremost, Holochain has been doing good. It's just floating along. The hot token. For some of you guys who are new, I want to preface my statements by saying this. You need to do your own research and understand what the hot token is, what Holo Fuel is. Okay, I need you guys to go ahead and do that because it's extremely important for you to understand the context and what I'm going to be speaking about. So, all right, so there's a lot going on Twitter, right? Especially, I guess there's a little bit of confusion and some people, actually one person on Adsum, is it? Brought up some good statements. He or she brought up some good statements. And I think that it is imperative that I bring this to you guys again. I've stated this before, but once again, I'm going to do it again. There's the Holo organization. There's Holochain. There's the Holo ports. There's the Holo organization. And within the Holo organization, there are people who are behind the Holo organization. Now, who these people are, I do not know. And that is concerning to a lot of people, understandably. We do know that Arthur Brock, the CEO, Arthur Brock and Eric Harris Braun are the founders. We know that the CEO is Mary Camacho, the other guy. And then, so we have people that we know that are heading up the Holochain project, the Holo organization. the Holoport project. Now, the Holo organization, what is this about? What's happening and why, as I stated before, we don't know who the hell these people are. We do not know what their intentions are. We do not know anything. I have a few guesses. I'm not here to give you guys some kind of, what my guess is and educated guess or anything like that. There's a lot going on within the Holo organization, the Holo community. There's a lot that I don't personally understand. Okay? That being said, the hot token and Holo Fuel, there needs to be what's the word? When the last time we had an AMA, by the way? I can't remember. So there needs to be more communication, right? As to what is going on. Now, we do know that they've updated their roadmap. They're talking about, they have like these little bubbles there, and we can tell when we're getting close to the beta. But overall, we don't know, and there's a reason why I'm going through this. We don't know who they are. Now, for hot is and there's been a lot of definitions of hot. You know what? Matter of fact, look at my previous video, hot Holo Fuel. Also, look at the 3 videos that I've been stressing for everyone to listen to again, the AMAs about the the hot Holo Fuel special, however you want to do it. Pay attention to those, because I'm not going to go through all of this. You guys can hear it from the horse's mouth, okay? So we have these items. Holo Fuel. Now, once the Holoports are operating, anything that's run on the Holoports, I should say all the transactions that are run through Holo Fuel, there's going to be a 1% transaction fee. That's 1%. The 1% of the transaction fee is going to the Holo organization. Now, if it's going to be as big as I believe it's going to be, that's a whole hell of a lot of money. And I hate to make this philosophical, but I have to. And this is through everything in life. All of the governments, pay attention. Money is power. Every single time. Now, you may not like that. There's a lot of people who don't like it. I personally don't like it. I don't think that money should equal power, but that's exactly what happens. So a 1% transaction fee from everything that is happening, that's happening within the Holo Fuel ecosystem, that's a lot of money. So what is this organization going to do with the money? They're gonna, community, different things like that. But we don't have any clarification of who these people are. We've become a society in which we want people's ideals to align with ours in order to support them, right? As if everybody out there, I give you guys a great example. I am an American. I'm probably going to do my best to not endorse a certain country across seas. I just won't. However, that does not mean that all the individuals of said country are evil, right? So it's the people in charge. But why are they in charge? Because they have money. Why are people in every country in charge? Every government is charged because they have money. If they didn't have money, they would not be able to do anything. Money equals power, and I hate to say it, but it's true. You know what else is power? Influence is power. So many of you guys know that if you look at how actors are, rich people, famous people, right? They have information and they have their own different ways of lifestyles, right? Everyone has their own way of how they want to live. But if somebody who's a regular average Joe has the same lifestyle as the other person, nobody cares. don't look at you and be like, oh, wow, that guy's great. Why? Because that person, if that person says, I give you guys a great example. If, I don't know, I hate to use him as an example. Famous people. Come on, people. Help me out. I don't know a lot of famous people. No, not him. Wow. The guy off of Robbie. Oh man. The guy off of Sweeney Todd. What are these people names? I don't even know. Like so short story. I'm gonna get into this. Not really short story. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm very bad. I don't know a lot of actors. Will Smith. I don't know. It just popped in my head. We'll just go with Will Smith. Bad example, but we'll just go with Will Smith. If Will Smith said, "Hey, I am going to meditate 4 times a week," other people will be like, "Oh wow, he has a lot of money. A lot of people know him. He's famous. He even meditates 4 times a week. I think I need to meditate 4 times a week." These people have not done any research. Don't care why he's meditating 4 times a week. They don't care. They're just gonna do it. Now, if I sit here and I tell you, I need you to meditate 4 times a week. I'm telling you, it's great for your health. Blah 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 blah. Gives you great concentration. Everything. How many people are gonna pay attention to me? 1 or 2 people might say, "Oh man, that's a great idea." Then they go on with their life. They're not gonna be like, "Oh wow, that's a great idea." You know what? I heard the other day that the Crypto Truth, he meditates 4 days a week. Nobody cares. It's not important. So why is it that when he says something, there's more power to it? It's because he's famous. He has a lot of money. Again, power, money equals power. Now, I'm saying this with every single organization out there. You need money in order to support whatever you're trying to do, no matter how good the cause is. No matter if you're trying to change the world, if you don't have any money, you're not going anywhere. Sad but true. Okay? So, with the Holo organization, I don't know who these people are. I don't know what their belief system is. I don't know anything. But here's one thing that I apply in my life. First and foremost, everyone wants to look at every organization. And I remember this because when I was extremely religious, I used to be like, "Oh, well, that organization does this, I'm not supporting them. That organization does this, I'm not supporting them." It got to the point to where, man, after my research, I could hardly do anything because I'm not supporting anybody. I'm not giving them my hard-earned money. And that's not really practical. So what is it? What's happening? Where's this 1% fee actually going? Who is it? Who represents that 1% fee? The Holo organization. So we don't know exactly what they're going to be doing with the money. We don't know. Maybe pay people, maybe to whatever their cause is. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. Well, how big that I believe that this project is going to be. As I stated this before, and I've said it in the past, I'm going to say it again. There's a lot going on in the background that we have no idea, and I promise you it is way bigger than me. So I have to remind people that we have a lot of people who are within the Holo community, right? Because the Holo community, there are a lot of people in the Holo community. They have these ideas, and it seems like they worship everything that these people say. And there's a lot of things that's questionable with the statements that have been made that I've read in some posts. This is not a video for that. Obviously, this video will be 5 hours long. The point I'm trying to make is that we are human beings. And when we try to, what's the word? Exhort, not exhort. when we try to put people on a higher pedestal than us, because oh man, they have this great technology, oh they're green, oh they want to save the earth, oh they're such good people, oh it's everyone is always a good person until you actually really get to know them, and then they're like, oh, have you know, I met Dan Marino one time. He's in the car sales business a long time ago. I was selling Chrysler Dodge Jeep, a little skinny 180 pound, 85 pounds kid, just trying to make his way in life and take care of his family, right? They had a special thing, a barbecue, whatever. And I was like, oh man, that's Dan Marino. So like I was going out and he was coming in. Now, as I was going out, he was coming in. So I had just walked through the door and he was coming in. And I was like, hi, how you doing? He looked at me and kept walking. And I'm like, damn, what a fucking asshole. Sorry, this isn't a rated, you might want to change the channel. It's not a rated G channel. And I'm like, well, damn. Like, for real? I just, now, I'm from the South. We all say hello. We all greet each other. Hey, how's it going? All the time. And I expect the same courtesy. I got mad when I was in Alaska and I did the same thing. I was saying hello to people and they just walked right on by me. And I'm like, well, fine then, don't say hello. I literally did that to somebody. My point is that I didn't put him on a pedestal, but at the same time, I was like, oh man, that's a cool guy. That's Dan Marino. And then I finally got a chance to, at least for a brief second, meet him. And then that happened. Another quick story, I met Shaq. My dad was in the music industry. He liked making gospel music back in the day. I got out of, my dad was like, you want to meet Shaq? I'm like, yeah, sure. Well, back in the day, my dad was making computers and he mixed computers and music and doing all that stuff before everybody started doing all that. But he was doing it a long time ago. And he was looking for, I guess Shaq was starting his rap thing. You guys remember those days. And he had just moved to Los Angeles. So anyway, now I walked in there and I said, whoa, now basketball is my first sport. And I'm like, hey, Shaq, how's it going? He's like, hey, don't call me Shaq. I said, Mr. Shaq. He's like, don't call me Mr. Shaq. He's like, just call me Shaq. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I told him, I'm like, man, you better look out. Because when I get older, I'm going to be dunking on you. Making all kinds of jokes and stuff like that. How I met him. Now, when I looked up, everybody was saying that Dan Marino was an asshole. When I looked up Shaq, everybody was saying that Shaq was a cool guy. Now, those are the only two people that I met. Maybe I met a couple, I don't know. But the point is that with those two people, and I'm getting to a head here because we do have a lot to talk about. And no, you know what? I'm not going to apologize. You can either listen or don't. The point is that within those two people, I never put them on a pedestal because I really don't know who they are. With famous people, I don't put them on a pedestal. I don't really know who they are until I actually get a chance to meet them and talk with them and communicate with them and everything. When I watch the AMAs, when I watch the Holochain AMAs, and I've watched all of them, by the way, all of them, and I had plenty of time, especially when I was living in my car, but I watched all of the Holochain AMAs. And I've watched their interviews with other people, and I sit there and I look at how they talk, and I look at how they communicate with each other. I look at what's happening, how their mindset is, their body language, all of these different things. It's what they say, how they say it, what they do, everything. And I'm looking at it very intensely. Now, to normal people, everyday people, they're like, oh, I'm saying everyday people because a lot of people just don't concentrate. A lot of people just don't say, oh, well, what's really going on here? They just say, oh, hey, how do you do? How do you do? It's nice to meet you. Oh, that person, they said it was nice to meet me. Well, you know what? It is nice to meet you too. And, my thing is that when I'm looking at people and I'm looking at their eyes, I'm looking at everything. So I can say confidently that with Mary Camacho, with Eric Harris Braun, less with Eric Harris Braun and more with Arthur Brock, I can read them. I can read their personality, their body language. Again, not that you know their entire soul, because like I said before, there's a lot that's going on in the background that we just don't know. And so this is one of the reasons of why me personally, when I go out into my community, I'm not everybody wants you to be attached to the community. Everybody wants you to be attached to their beliefs and how things are going to go. Whether it's church, whether it's a community volunteer organization, whatever it is, they want you to be a part of it. But they don't want you to just be a part of it and then do your own thing. They want you to be fully invested, fully a part of their belief system, because that's what this is. So when we're talking about the Holo organization, what they believe in, and where all of the 1% transaction fee, before we get into all of that, see, I always compartmentalize things. We haven't even got to beta. We don't even know exactly how the swap is going to work, not alone how the 1% or where the 1% of Holo Fuel is going to go. And so some people, a lot of people, you'll see that they're jumping all over the place with a lot of different things that's probably going to happen in the future, but we don't have the answer to. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't support or is not following Holochain, or is trying to, or some people even call it a scam, unnecessary, because it's not. But the point is that there's a lot of people who really don't understand that you absolutely, positively, you will not know everything within an organization. You're not going to know. So sometimes you just have to take a step back. That's why a lot of these people now I have my prediction, obviously, what I think is going to happen with HOT and different things like that. But that's from my past videos. I've also explained that. My point is that when we're talking about the Holo organization, you need to understand that this is a huge project. There's a lot that's going on that we will never know or understand until it actually comes to fruition. Me personally, I can't be like, I love the technology. I love what they're trying to do. I love the methodology behind what they're trying to do between HOT and Holo Fuel. Obviously, I believe that they've been doing a lot of that they've been doing a lot of research when it comes to currencies, and we're going to get into that later on. But the point is that there's a lot that we just don't know, and that's why a lot of people are like confused. Even people who, there's not a lot of people, you guys know, there's not a lot of people who talk about Holochain. There's not. And then some people, they compare. I was just listening to a video the other day. Some girl was comparing Holochain and Hedera Hashgraph and DAG, and they was comparing these different DLTs, and I thought that was cool. But there's a lot of stuff that she said that I'm like, ooh, she must not know. Ooh, but everybody can say that with their perspective, project that they believe in. So all I'm asking you guys is to be very, very careful and understand that for me personally, I believe in the Holochain project. I have a Holo port. I'm hoping my Holo port brings in Holo Fuel. And once I figure out what the ratio is from Holo Fuel to HOT, I will definitely let you guys know exactly how all of that's going to work. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys like to do your own research. And you're going to find out probably before I will. And we're going to find out a whole lot of stuff. But right now, there's just a whole lot of things that we just cannot answer. The next thing is I want to say this. Kudos on the Holo organization. Very, very smart, because I'm going to get into the SEC. Why am I giving kudos to the Holo organization? They moved and they're like, you know what? We can't do this here in America. As I stated before, and I've said this in the past, as far as regulations are concerned, we're not going to have it anytime soon. I've said this a while back. They're just not. They're just trying to find ways to gain control of the market, and they never will. Let me repeat that. They never will. Once the technology is out there, it's out there. And the way these kids are growing up with the phones in their hands and being able with technology and being able to do the things that they can do, what was it? Gary Gensler made a statement saying that I believe he said something in 1930 or 40 or whatever, that they took 10 years to create proper regulations and stuff like that. We ain't got 10 years. And so he was getting reamed, right? If you guys should definitely watch that. But he got reamed in the beginning. They kind of, Republicans and Democrats. If you're over here in America, you understand that Republicans and Democrats, they're always fighting each other, always pointing fingers at each other. They're like two little kids, like pushing each other. They're like, he did it. No, he did it. And no, you did it first. So that's literally what it looks like, and it's actually really, really embarrassing. But anyway. We see a lot of people who lean Republican, actually, or lean right, whatever you want to call it. They were reaming Gary Gensler, and the first thing one of them said was about the regulations, right? So they were saying, hey, you made a statement about Bitcoin not being a security. What's your regulation on that? Why do you believe so? What makes it not a security? He couldn't answer. And then he kept dodging around. That's another thing I want to tell you guys. There's a lot of people who are just not answering questions. You look at the Holo organization, and you guys know I talk about it. They're not answering your questions. There's a lot of people who are doing a lot of stuff around here, and they are not answering your questions. Let me ask you guys something. Now I know I'm not famous or anything like that. I'm not a very popular person either, because I'm going to tell you the truth. People just want to hear what they want to hear these days. I'm not here for it. I'm not here to baby anybody. Okay? So here's the thing. When people ask me a question, and I think I have a couple of videos where I have like a lot of questions, and I answer it to the best of my ability every single time. Now, I know that Gary Gensler, he's working with regulatories and he's trying to avoid all this kind of stuff, but short story, he don't know. And then he says, well, it's not my jurisdiction to do X, Y, and Z, and we're just following what the rules that were put in place in 1930. Let me tell you something. This guy's bullshitting, y'all. He's bullshitting the whole entire United States of America. Extremely inefficient organization. And the first thing you do, and one of the governors, I guess, mentioned it or whatever, the first thing you do is when a kid acts up, when you make rules, and then you tell them how to follow the rules. You don't wait till somebody mess up and then say, well, you know what, you didn't do that right. I need you to do it over. Well, how can I do it right? Nah, you just need to do it over. I've been through that, especially with some people. You just can't please them. Hey, how can I do that? It's just not done right. Huh? What? So when it comes to regulations, you're looking at this and you're saying, oh, well, we need regulations. So I need some guidance here. And you go in and you say, you put in your application form, you got this new crypto exchange, or you have the crypto project that you want to, oh, well, you know what? That's not done right. And then he will say, oh, well, we're going to have some kind of super duper secret meeting, or it's all different, so we have to go each and every one. There are 20,000 different crypto projects out there. 20,000. You're going to go through every single one of them and say, oh, well, we're going to talk to you about this. No, they're not, because they can't even make one real true regulation. By the way, with security, with the Howey test, and let me say this before I get into the Howey test. The whole organization was smart. They got out of there, and they said, well, you know what? We're going to do things over there. We're going to wait. And by the way, on my video that I talk about the green paper, I said, read it clearly, read it closely. And when you read it, you'll see they're waiting for the United States to eventually get their head out of their asses and make some decisions on something. Because it's been blockchain has been out for 10 years. You think an iPhone was out for 10 years, or the first iPhone, how many versions have there been? You got PlayStation, how many versions have there been? Have there been a new model? Of course. Have there been better technology? Of course. Now, what do you think is going to happen with cryptocurrencies? Well, we're going to make the regulatory framework. Well, so right now, you guys, I'm going to tell you, for you guys who, including myself, are living in the United States of America, we're fucked. Why? Because nobody gives a damn and nobody's not doing anything. And they're talking about, well, we just want to protect our citizens protect them from what? Because last time I checked, when the lottery is around $780-something million or almost $1 billion, are you protecting the families that are putting thousands of dollars hoping that they will become instant millionaires? Are you protecting them? No? What was that? You're not? Oh, they wasted all that money? Oh, they can't buy this, they can't do this? Oh, well, you know what? That's on them. We really care. Oh, this is legal. That's legal. Oh, it kills them. It harms your body. And that's another thing. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into being green and regulations on that, because they just passed regulations on that as well. So when we sit up here and everyone is looking at the SEC, we're looking at this guy that looked like Beetlejuice trying to tell us that how we spend our money and what we can and cannot do. Are you kidding me? Get out of here, man. And so me personally, I'm so sick and tired of being we're living in times, if you're an American citizen, we're living in times where everything is politicized. And I got something to say to everybody who lean right and everybody who lean left. Fuck you guys. Everybody. Now, I know you might not want to hear that, because guess what? Here's the reality of the situation. Nobody is sitting at the table really looking at the root of the problem in the United States of America. Nobody. And that's embarrassing. You want to know why? Because all of this stuff is all about power. They want control on each side. And don't tell me they don't, because I've been on each side. I know. So you can't tell me shit. Sorry for all the cursing. I need to calm it down a bit. Me need to be doing my meditation, doing my example. Anyway, the point is that there's a lot going on. Everything is politicized. And so we have this whole thing about what is it, ESG and pollution and destroying the earth and everything else in between. Let me do some simple math for you. I'm gonna do some simple math. All of these things that could be happening, that we know that the earth is getting hotter, different things like that. Even if we did do those things to solve the problems, we're still not getting to the root of the problem of why everybody's having problems on this earth. I made another video and I talked about look at all the statistics of all the problems that are happening in this world. And let me tell you something. The fervor in which everything is divided here in America is completely and totally bullshit. Nobody is trying to get to the root of the problem. And I'm going to get into this towards the end, because I don't want to get into it now. I might run away the last couple of people that's left over. But we're going to get into religion. And I know you guys don't want to hear that, but guess what? It has to happen. All right? So now with the SEC, I was listening to the banks. They're talking, the heads of each of the bank, Wells Fargo, who was it? JP Morgan, Chase, who else? Bank of America. All of the leaders of the major banks were there, and they're asking questions. And one of them even brought up Fed Now. Interesting, right? About possibilities of enhancing technology and making things right. Let me tell you guys something. It's happening. If you're over here in America, I don't know what we can do. I know what we can do, but I don't think it's going to happen. You'd have to DM me for that stuff. But anyway, there's a lot that's going on. And it is not, things are about to get real ugly. Now, for other countries, I know things are real ugly where you are. And please, I hope everyone is safe. But at the end of the day, with every single government everything that's happening in our world today is all about power. That's what it's all about, money and power. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your energy that you're spending to work 40 hours a week. Over here in America, it's 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, 2 days off, maybe, depending on what job you have. So my point is that, and I said my point is, sorry about that. What I'm trying to say is that we're about to get into some very, very turbulent times. We're already in turbulent times. And it's only going to get uglier because of the fact that nobody is here to solve any real problems. They're just not. Just saying. Now, let's talk about the U.S. government. They're trying to experiment with the Fed now. They're going to come out with that. I wonder what blockchain or holochain that they're going to use, right? So if they're going to be on blockchain, they may decide that, hey, you know what? We like this holochain technology. We're gonna be able to do it. Guess what? That's a very extremely high possibility. And I know everyone is like, oh man, we just, we want to be free. We want to be able to do whatever we want. All this kind of stuff. We don't want government into our business. Sorry. The way the world works right now is that if you have the money, what is it? Whoever have the gold makes the rules. That's what the dude say on Aladdin, one of my favorite Disney movies. But the point is that, and everybody else said it before, but anyway, the point is that we're looking at a world in which, especially here in the United States, regulation is not coming anytime soon. It's just not. They're all playing games. We're all being played. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that, but we really are. You look at these YouTubers, they're not doing any kind of intense research of what's happening deep down. Some of them are. There's a couple are. Let me take it back. There's a couple are. So, but the U.S. government and the SEC is really extending their reach. And by the way, I made a video saying XRP was going to win. Look it up. XRP will win. I think I was in a Jacksonville Jaguars shirt at the park, and I was like, you know what? They're going to lose. When you look at the Howey test, every single one of those things have to be checked off. It's like 4 things. Every single one. I know I talked about it before. All of them have to be checked off. Guess what? If one of them is not checked off, it's not considered a security. And that's the issue that they're having. They're trying to fit it. The SEC and is trying to fit it into this box, and they just can't do it. So what does the Holo organization say? Well, you know what? We're just gonna go over here to this country. They seem to be crypto friendly. We will invent something in which the world will never have seen. And this is going to be an awesome technology. Oh, yeah, you can still use it over there in America. Yeah, you can still use it. But we're going to go ahead and get started because we don't have time to wait for your ass. That's basically what's happening here. All right, so you guys, be careful. And if you are in other countries, definitely please be careful. And I know, not that I experienced it, but I know that it's rough. The whole world is getting rough. All right, let's jump into Bitcoin. As I stated before, Bitcoin will always be the greatest store of value to ever have been created. That does not mean that it is the best. It is the best currency to be used. Bitcoin, proof of work, there's a lot of problems. Ethereum, Cardano, a lot of these proof of stake, there's still a lot of problems. I made a 1.5 hour video talking about that, not going to get it too deep into that because I do all the drawings and stuff like that. I hope you guys can make it through that one because that one was kind of rough. I try to listen to it over again. While I was right, it's still really rough. My videos are really rough, so I apologize for that. I'm just not an entertainer. I'm just not. I can't do it. I've never been one of those people to like, you know, those people in class that they want attention all the time. I don't want attention. I just want to, hey, this is what's happening. Hey, this is what I'm doing. That's it. I'm good. So this whole, in making my YouTube videos, I'm just trying to express not only my opinions, but I'm trying to help other people have, others have clarity in their thinking, how they live their life as far as how they view cryptocurrencies. And obviously I'm a huge Holochain supporter. Why? Because I think the technology is just awesome. I don't think there's anything out there better than Holochain right now. Hold on. I gotta do it. I don't think there's anything better than Holochain right now. It's just the best. Anyway, it is. And it's really cool. So, but when we're looking at Bitcoin, there's a lot that's going on with Bitcoin. As I stated before, best proof of work, extremely secure. It's going to be used for years to come. It's not going anywhere. People, blockchain isn't going anywhere. While Holochain is great, blockchain is still not going to go anywhere. So, when Holochain comes out, there's going to be a lot of projects building on Holochain. That's all there is to it. Just is. Okay? All right. So, the next thing is the state of the world. Oh, I didn't. I'm not finished with that. So, I'm going to go ahead and tell everyone, if you are into cryptocurrencies and you just wanted to hear about cryptocurrencies, you can go ahead and leave. If you want to hear my comments, and by the way, this has a lot to do with crypto. Again, I cannot express this to you guys enough. Everything is correlated. There's a reason as to why all of these things are happening. Things just don't happen at once, just out of the blue. I don't believe in coincidences like that. I also don't believe in crazy conspiracy theories. Oh, there was an alien ship that came in, and we really do have aliens and they're here. And look, unless I believe that there's concrete proof, I'm not going to dive into that. There's a lot that's going on in the world today, and let's just throw away all of the conspiracy theories and let's get real about something. Let's get serious, okay? A lot of us are in the crypto space, including myself, because we want a change. We want a change in our lives. We want to be able to be involved with something that's going to either enrich us or be a part of something that's going to be awesome. And right now, this is a way for people to get out of their poverty. I would be considered the working poor. Just is what it is. I don't make a lot of money. A lot of people, I understand that there are a lot of people who are earning all this money and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who are buying up cryptocurrencies like nobody's business. And honestly, if I was creating or making income like that, I'd be doing the exact same thing. I don't blame them. And so I believe I was listening to the Modern Investor. He said he hasn't touched his crypto. That dude is rich and will be very, very rich, very, very rich in the future. Now me, I'm probably just going to be one of those guys that I'm going to make a lot of money after a while, and then I'm disappearing. There's a lot of people out there that are still making crypto videos, and they're like, oh, you know, I've had this conversation in my last video. I'm not going to be one of those guys. I'm disappearing off to the face of the earth. I'm going to be doing some research. I'm going to be doing some studying. I'm going to try to find out how I can make things better for other people, try to do some things. I want to be able to do the things that I want to do for not only for my community, but for my life, for my education, for my own personal research that I really want to do. I want to live my life. But so we're all just trying to live our lives. We have to get to a point in every single country. We have to get to a point to where we recognize that everything, all of our pain, all of our struggles, everything that's happening is due to about 4 or 5 major things. Every country wants you to be dedicated to them. Every culture wants you to be dedicated to them. Every religion wants you to be dedicated to them. Why? Because you are energy and you are helping the cause. If you cannot help the cause, then you are no good to them. You are not helping them. Granted, it's a lonely world too, I'm gonna tell you. And I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people, I just want the answer. I want to be able to find and solve a problem. And I solve a lot of problems in my own personal life and in others as well. Try to solve problems. But the reality of it is that we're not understanding that we're causing all of this pain on ourselves because we have given in to what we have been conditioned to believe that either how life should work or what we should do. And so the state of the world has always been, as I stated before, going back to the beginning of the video, money equals power every single time. And if you have power, then you have control over the normal, average, everyday citizen of wherever you live. Which means that they have fully been able to get and convince people of different religions that their God is the real God. And that their rules and how you live your life and how you see your life, they have been able to convince a lot of people that that's how you should live your life. You guys, you should pay attention to what's really happening behind the scenes. If you want to solve problems in this world, you have to look at your own life. And that's what's most important. A lot of people just aren't doing it. I don't know why everything is, especially over here in America, I don't know how it is in other countries. I don't know why everything is happening to me. I cannot afford, I could not afford my cable bill. It's only $40. Muffy, get back over here. You gotta go to the vet. Oh, the bill's $800. Oh, no problem. I got $800 for my little Muffy. Anything to keep you alive. You serious right now? And guarantee you, you guys think I'm exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. We're looking at time. Oh, I want to go buy this car. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, man, look at that. I want to rent this. Oh, I want to buy this in the virtual world. Look at the virtual. Oh, man, look, I got some new Nikes on in my new virtual world. And, yeah, it looks really cool, don't it? Yeah, it didn't cost me nothing but $200. Oh, I got this skin on Fortnite. Oh, my goodness, it was so awesome. My mama gave me $50. I got all the new skins, everything. 2 weeks later, it's old news. They got your money. Again, how are we living our life? Oh, we have all of these celebrations. We have all these parties. We have all these holidays, especially over here in the United States of America. You guys know what it's all surrounded by? Alcohol. You know how much money they get from alcohol? You know how much harm it does to your body? How much is actually killing you inside? You know how much it harms families? I'm getting into this whole philosophical religion type of thing because I need you guys to understand. You have to look at the root of the problem in your life. I looked at the root of the problem in my life, and I'm like, okay, what has to change? This has to change. I cannot live like this. And so I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to live in my car until I find a better place. I'm not going to give in to using all of my energy, everything that I've earned, and just throw it away. They're things that don't even help me in the future. So, and I'm glad I mentioned that. So going back to this whole, we're going to save the planet, and we're going to do all the right things to save the planet and things like that. That's just a bunch of poppycock. Over here in America, they don't give a fuck about that shit. It's all used for political gain. I am all about saving the world. I'm all about creating a more efficient way of living. Using less trees, using electronics instead of using paper. I get it. I love it. I got it. But this idea that these governments really care about you and your small little social issues, and all of these, you look at all over the world, we got all of these issues, these little social issues going on. And the core of the problem of their issues is the fact that everything that they're doing, how they live their life, you've all been conditioned to think a certain way, to do things a certain way, and you have to stop. You have to stop and listen and say, hey, you know what? Let me read this for myself. Let me educate myself. That's why I'm sitting up here. I don't argue about people. No, the U.S. government did this back in 1458 or whatever the hell, whatever date it is. The 1700s we did this, and in the 1900s we did that. No, that's not what happened. What happened was this. What are we doing? We're arguing about things that don't even matter. We're looking at things and we're saying, oh, well, you know, 50 years from now, the earth is going to get 10 degrees hotter. That's a problem. I do agree that that's a problem. But you know what we can do? We can come out with innovation in which we can have cars running on water. Guarantee you. Do you guys think we're fucking dumb? Does the government think that we're dumb? We have hydrogen cars. We have great innovations that can solve a lot of the world's issues, and they're not doing it. Why? Because everything rolls up to the top. Everything is about control. There's a lot of scientific studies. There's a lot of stuff going on. So going back to philosophy, just because there are some good things, and by the way, I'm not saying religion is bad. There's some good things in religion. There's some good things in different cultures. There's some good values that people can get together and do things within their communities. Where humans can get together and do stuff together and enhance each other's life together. But it all starts with us seeing what the reality of what the truth is. What's the root of the problem? The root of the problem, you look over here in America, and by the way, I know I'm ranting, and I'm not even going to apologize for it. You look over here in America, they're arguing about, oh, well, you know what, the minimum wage should be $30. The minimum wage should be $50. The minimum wage should be $7. Why? Because that's just the way it should be. Because you got all these people arguing, they're not getting to the reality, the serious issues of the problem. The problem is that why does it take so much energy for somebody to do something in which they probably could use that energy to build their own stuff, to do their own things, but it's illegal to do so? Or it costs money. It costs money to drive. It costs money to live, right? It costs money to be able to be in a household. It costs money to eat. You can do all of the things to try to use your energy into making the world a better place. I'm not into socialism. I'm not into capitalism. I'm not into any of that stuff. I'm into solving real issues and real problems. And that's the problem, is that people want to identify, oh, well, are you a Republican or are you a Democrat? Oh, wait, or maybe you're a libertarian. Oh, wait, they have a new thing that's coming out to where it's a mix between a Republican and a Democrat. No, I'm not any of that shit. I'm a person that wants to try to solve problems, get to the root of the issue. That's why I like Holochain, Because while everybody was sitting up here talking about blockchain and everything else, and still is, there's still the trifecta problem of security, scalability, and I forgot the other one. But the point is that, okay, how can this problem be solved? They were like, well, here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to solve this issue and this problem. I like getting to the root of the problem. And I do the same thing in my life. What is the root of the problem? Yo, you guys know all the troubles. I'm not going to go through all of that. The root of the problem, I've had a whole lot of things happening to me in my life. The root of the problem is that once I decided to get rid of religion and culture and all of these things that people are telling me on the Republican or Democrat side, and all of these social issues that I should be believing in, and all the rules and regulations of whatever country that I'm in, nobody, when I sat there and I just said, hey, you know what? I'm going to do things for me and learn. How can I make this world a better place, not only for myself, but for those around me? And so the first thing I did was, who are the negative people? You got to go. How am I using my money? I got to do better. What am I eating and what am I putting in my body? I got to do better. I'm just trying to express to everyone. There's a lot of sacrifices, especially over here in America. People sacrifice for their freedom. And freedom is a word that we don't even have anymore. So, I'm going to leave it. I better leave it at that because I can go at this forever. The fact of the matter is that people, unless we get together to solve real issues and real problems, what are we going to do? It's not about who's powerful, who has the most money, who's famous. Anybody can be famous. Anybody can slap on makeup on me, put me in front of a camera, and then I'll be instantly famous. If I'm in a show or if I'm walking in as an extra or whatever it is. Anybody. We have to get away from this world telling us what is beautiful, what is ugly, how we should live our life, family dynamics, because it is apparent. You guys, especially over here in the United States of America, we have a government that's trying to tell us that we don't even know how to spend our money properly and how to do things. But guess what? They can go $14 trillion in debt. Let me go. I can't even go $1,000 in debt. Well, no. Excuse me. I said that wrong. I don't know anybody that's able to go $1 million in debt without going bankrupt. Government can't go bankrupt. They're being inefficient with the way they're using their money. And they don't care but they can create it. And everything is all about power and how we perceive it. And once we learn how to perceive things in our own way, or unless we learn how to do things our own way, then it doesn't matter. We can all get together and say, hey, you know what? We're going to have marbles. Marbles is how we're going to exchange now. But the government's going to say, no more trading marbles. Leave those marbles alone. No, that's illegal. You can't trade any marbles. And they're going to make some excuse. Oh, well, you know what? It's bad for the government making marbles. It's kind of crazy, you know. If there's a lot of, we need that, whatever it is. People, humans, especially those in the United States of America, please understand that we have the power to control our own destiny, but we're not doing it because we've been conditioned. Stop thinking about the fucking matrix and what other people are telling you, and let's just start thinking about how to really solve real problems on this earth and what it takes to solve those problems. I'm going to close with this, and we all know this. We're devoid of leaders. And leaders in this world are chosen. But they're not respected. It's time that we choose a leader or find a leader somewhere, somehow, some way. Someone's respectable. And not just one person. A bunch of individuals coming together and say, okay, this is how we solve an issue, this is how we solve a problem. And here's what we're going to do. Because it's about to get dangerous. Peace out, you guys. That's all I have. I'm not going to make a video for a while. I have a lot of things that I'm doing on the side. I'm really excited about. I'm living life. I'm having fun. But these are things that I just wanted to discuss. I know I talk a lot. For any of you guys who have made it all the way to the end, I definitely appreciate it. Tell you what, for all of you guys who made it to the end, send me a message. I'm gonna do what a modern investor does. Send me a message, say Bumblebee Tuna. There's a reason why that. Anyways, as I always say, do your own research, do your own research, do your own research, and last but not least, for the couple of people that's left over, stay safe. Bye, you guys.